that you just know how to manage at this point in your career?
Well, the hardest part is you don't know when it's going to pop up.
Yeah.
But once it does happen, I do know it has helped it in the past. And now you're just hoping that, the 48 hours and stuff, you get through it, and hopefully it starts feeling better by Sunday.
Joel, it's one thing to maybe not feel like you're 100%, and especially dealing with a back injury, but then you turn on the film and you look at the Packers and that rush. I think they got like 33 pressures, 8 sacks. They hit the quarterback a ton. Just your thoughts when you turn on that film and you look at that Green Bay front.
Yeah, they're playing great. I think Parsons brings them another dynamic player, but I would say the guys they had there before are all pretty good too. So I think bringing him in and they're very versatile in where they can line up. So they'll line them up right, left, in the middle. We're all going to have our hands full. But it's a talented group. I think they have like elite players at all three levels of the defense, and when you have that, you can be a pretty good defense.
From a protection standpoint for protecting Joe, what's kind of the next step for you guys as an offensive line, especially with a defensive front that has put a ton of pressure on quarterbacks for the first 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think make sure we're all on the same page, like we're going to the right guy. If we can flipper the protection, if we can flip it, I think the Ravens did a good job blitzing the back, which is kind of blitzing away from where we were sliding this last game. If we can get some of those flippered, take some off the back and put us on the big guys, I think that will help. But we all have to just, get to our fundamentals and be like, try and win our one-on-ones. I think that, at the end of the day, is how you protect the best, is win those matchups. And then when you can get them the right protections versus the right blitzes, that helps as well.
Did the way you guys ran the ball last week, did you feel it was better than the first weekend? How encouraging is that if that's the case?
Yeah, it was an improvement for sure. It's not where we want to be yet. I think we had a few bigger runs in the last, quarter when we were kind of out of it. But we want to keep running the ball, keep getting things established. I think Hugh did a great job when he came in there. Samp and Ford are both doing their thing, and we just want to give them every opportunity to break some more big ones.
Joe, the Packers lost their best 2 run stoppers, and although they're number 2 against the run, do you think they've really been tested in the running game because of their leads? Yeah,
when when you get up by a bunch and teams have to throw the ball, it kind of limits your exposure. But from what I've seen, when teams have tried to run, like Detroit, has been a good run team in the past, and they have good running backs as well, and they've just done a solid job. Like, they give you multiple looks. They're gonna, the backers make good plays, so when their guys up front, make a play or get pushed out, the backers usually fill it pretty well. So far on film, what we've seen, they've stopped the run really well. Like you said, hopefully we can play a closer game and run the ball when we can. And really see what it's about.
I know you guys have talked about complementary football in terms of offense, defense, special teams, but in terms of just the offense, where do you guys feel like you are with like the running backs helping in pass pro, the tight ends helping in the run game? Like, where's that offensive complementary at right now? Yeah,
we're working to it. I think the first game we had too many guys unblocked. Like, there was just too much miscommunications out there. I think this game was an improvement, and you have to strive for perfection. You're never going to be perfect, but we got to strive for it. So we're working together. We're doing good things, and it's coming together. It's unfortunate we're 0-2 right now, and we put our defense in a lot of bad positions early this year. So we're going to try and take care of the ball and do our part on offense.
Hey Joe, we asked you about the line a lot, but Tommy C's looking for consistency out of him. Thought there were strides there in week 1 and week 2. What have you seen out of him, and particularly in the run game? It looks like a guy that could dominate. Do you see him kind of getting there?
Yeah, I thought week 2 in the run game was a lot better. He's improved in that. It's crazy how, like, we're all big people, but he just, like, so big. And so when it clicks on film and he had one, it wasn't a huge run, but he had one where he got his hands on Roquan and, like, drove him past the ball and, like, put him down. And I was like, I'd love to see that every play. You know what I mean? I know it's unrealistic, but he flashed a couple, like, big-time run blocks, and you're like, all right, this is what we want. And I think it might be him getting more comfortable and just understanding the offense and getting there. But you saw some strides in week 2, and hopefully it continues and the consistency continues.
Yeah, does the back feel like it has in the past when you've dealt with it?
Yeah, it's like the old man back. So we're working through it.
With Cordelia stepping in, 2 games, and able to go, what have you seen from the film? able to step into that role on game day?
Yeah, he's been an ultimate professional. You know, you come in, you sign as a swing tackle, you expect to play both, but he was going like right part of practice, left part of practice, like, and even for guys like that have played both, you still want to get in a rhythm at one, and so he's taken a bunch of reps, and just any of the times guys have been banged up, he's stepped up and hasn't complained, and just been rock solid for us. So we know if his number's called, like, he'll be ready to go out there.
You're, excuse me, facing a defense that generates as much of pressure as Green Bay does. How much does it help that you've been facing a defense every day in practice that is generating pressure?
Yeah, our defense pass rush, and I mean they're playing with the best defense in the league as well. I think them and Green Bay both have played really well this year. So for us, it's a good challenge in practice. We don't all camp against these guys. Miles and Parsons are similar game disruptors, and so to have that where we've kind of worked some scheme for that, it's definitely a positive for us.
Pretty good.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Hey, Carson, when you look at that Packers run game, it looks like it's a lot of Josh Jacobs, which you don't always see one guy getting a bunch of their carries. So what stands out about him and that run game in general?
He's just a hard runner. We're going to have to be physical, and that's what we plan to do. And when you go into these games, they're going to be physical games.
Did the lessons from Derrick Henry a week ago carry over to this?
Yeah, I think it carries over. Regardless of who we're playing, we still want to be the most physical team out there.
He's things like 11 straight games he scored a touchdown. When you watch him on film, just why is he so hard to slow up and keep out of the end zone?
Yeah, he's a very powerful runner. He runs with a lot of effort too, and so for us, it's first guy in, being able to hold him up, and then we got to rally to the ball too.
Carson, Joe was talking yesterday about the concept of pressing, trying to make a play when he's not there. I think we hear that term a lot with offense. Does that concept exist?
Yeah, I think defensively you always want to be able to do your job, and then you make your plays within being able to do that.
How do you recognize when somebody might be pressing?
I think for defensively what we really want to do is make sure we're doing our job, and I think we've done a good job of doing that.
Carson, how do you keep defense from getting kind of worn out when you're pitching pretty much perfect game to start and the offense isn't clicking?
I think we just got to continue to go out there with energy and continue to make plays. I think one of the big emphasis for us is we need to start forcing turnovers too, to have that momentum.
Mentally, can that just be draining on a defense when you're not getting that output from the offense?
I think for us, we're going out there regardless of whatever's happening, and it's our job to go out there and stop the offense.
How difficult is that too?
Sorry?
How difficult is it to force turnovers like you just mentioned? What is the biggest problem with doing that?
I think teams can play smart and play safe with the ball, and for us, we really got to get to turning those tips into interceptions and turning the sacks into sack fumbles and rallying to the ball and punching the ball out second man in.
Carson, what about what are you seeing from him on film and just the way it seems like they're spreading out the ball right now in that offense?
Yeah, like you said, they spread it out well, and he's a good quarterback back there, and I think for us it goes back to just staying in our fundamentals, knowing what we're going to do, and when the opportunity presents itself, make our plays.
Did they look super aggressive on film? Right from the very first drive, pushing the ball down our
Yeah, you can see. I mean, each team's got their own philosophies, and they'll definitely have times when they want to take their shots, but there's also times when they're really looking to run the ball as well.
Are you a big believer in the big play domino effect? What I mean by that, whether it's offense, defense, or special team, or you just need one big play to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I think momentum's a big thing in football, and especially on the defensive side. When you're able to force turnovers and make those big plays, or on the special team side of the ball, make those plays, it helps in the other facets of the game.
Good guy?
Thank you.
Sorry. It's okay.
Can I put this on your mic? Like this quicker? To your mic. Like right here.
Yeah.
What?
You think you're ready for like a full load now? It's still early, but do you think you're ready for a full load in a game?
I think for myself, it's just, doing what my coaches and my teammates ask of me, just going out there and doing my job.
Quinshon, what about the fact that you get a full week of practice this week? How much more beneficial do you think that's going to be, or is it already?
I think it helps a lot just because in this sport, it's a team thing, and, everybody is on the same page. You can communicate well and helps you have more time to prepare.
What did you come out of that game on Sunday, feeling about how you played and just in general physically?
I think as a team, especially offensively, we can play a lot better. You look back at the tape and it's things that, you try to fix, and I think collectively everybody sees that, and, that's what we're going to do this week, go back to the drawing board and regroup. And,
For you specifically?
For myself personally, I think, just my biggest thing was going out there and doing what I was coaching, hold myself accountable, make sure I'm in the right place, and go out there and execute.
How difficult was that, jumping into a game with no preseason?
Mm-hmm. What's the question?
How difficult was that, just jumping into a game?
How does it feel?
After just one or two practices with no preseason.
I think ultimately, thing you think about is, not with a lot of time to prepare. But, that's what my coaches do a great job at is, helping me and doing their best to make sure when I go on the field, I don't have a lot to think about and I just go play fast.
Quinshon, what about that 31-yard run you had towards the end of the game? How much did it help, or what did it feel like to finally break a long run off like that?
Throughout the game, those runs will come. You just start small maybe, or, you'll find different spaces and creases to hit, so it finally hit.
How is the speed different from the NFL to the college game when you got to a regular season game like that?
For myself, I felt like, I don't want to say it wasn't a big difference, but it was something that was very adjustable for me, having the time that I had in minicamp and OTAs and, being with great guys on our team defensively, playing against them. So with them and their help preparing me, I think I was able to adjust.
So your first carry, where you were hit for a loss, but after that, even if you were hit close to the line, you were gaining positive yards. Is that the kind of back you are? Not wanting to get the tackle for a loss.
Yeah,
always
I think
moving forward.
Yeah, collectively, as a competitor too, that's a mindset. That's something that Coach Deuce harps on all the time in the room, and in our offensive meetings, you don't take runs for losses. It comes with it as part of the game, but as a mindset, you want to be physical as a player and do your job.
When you look at Green Bay on film, obviously they get after the quarterback, they get home often. Just what are you seeing as far as their run defense and the challenge they're going to present?
Great team, have a good D lineman in front. They're very disciplined as far as what they do as their scheme. So I think we're just going to have to do a good job and focus, dial in, and like I said earlier, just communicate and do our job.
How about Micah Parsons? What can you say about him? I know so many things have been said about him, but what can you say about how good he is and what you're going to have to be thinking about when you try to go against him?
think, like I said, their whole defensive as a whole team, a great group of guys, got a good D-line, very disciplined, and that's going to be our thing, and that's the challenge for us.
How about blitz pickup? Is that, are you, even though you missed camp, do you feel like you're up to speed on that aspect of your game?
I think Coach Deuce and Coach Stefanski do a great job at, letting me know what we're doing as far as when we're going to prepare for a game and getting me up to speed on everything. So, like I said, them helping me be able to go out there and play fast is what I love.
Quinshon, obviously you used to play in Ohio Stadium.
Yeah.
Your thousands of fans. What's it going to be like, though, your first home game here?
I think it'll be a great experience, just because it's my first home game here in the stadium, to get to see all the fans come and, support us when we get our home win.
Quinshon, that running back room collectively, you guys, how do you sort of feed off each other and, kind of your different roles and all that?
We all have great energy. Dylan, Jerome, Rocket, everybody, and Money too. Everybody in the room has a great source of energy, hold each other accountable. And anytime anybody steps on the field, we know that we can depend on them.
Very good.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
I let Quinshon go before me today, but don't get used to that. All right. Yeah, man.
So when you guys say, we have to make plays as a defense, we want to force turnovers, but on the flip side, you don't want to get outside of your 111, right? How do you balance those two concepts?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that, it starts with being where you're supposed to be, knowing you're 111, but at the same time attacking the ball. I think it's a conscious mentality to, punch at the ball and really attack it.
You seem to back up your comments about Derrick Henry not being difficult to tackle as a defense. How are you guys able to be so effective stopping the run so far this season?
Like I said, it's kind of like a mindset thing. I said what I said. We're going into a new week with a new back and a good run offense, so the same mentality carries over.
You guys can only control what you can, obviously, on your side of the ball, but, how do you balance right now this idea of you guys are playing so well as a defense for the most part, but, you're not getting us points, or there's other errors, or you're not getting takeaways? How do you balance the negative and the positive, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's just not about being satisfied, where we are. We got to get the ball back to our offense. We see them fighting on the other side, and it's easier when they get the ball in plus territory, so no matter what we're doing, we got to get that ball.
Granted, it's only been 2 games, but the Packers were extremely aggressive offensively from the first start. Do you think that's unique to them? Or?
Yeah, they like to attack the ball downfield. We got some weapons. Jordan Love going to let it fly. So they got a good rush offense. So it's a lot of exotic looks, as we know from the that Shanahan tree and whatnot. So
it seems like 3rd and 5, they're not afraid to go way downfield.
Yeah. He's gonna let it fly. He looks real cozy back there in the pocket with us. When he get back there. So hopefully we'll get him a little startled and put some pressure on him and get him in some awkward situations.
So is Jacobs hard to tackle?
Look at him trying to start something.
He's got the streak, though, where I think he scored a touchdown in 11 straight games. Just when you watch him on film, why is he so hard to stop? Why is he so hard to keep out of the end zone?
Yeah, obviously he got that streak going. We want to put an end to that. But he got good vision, and he breaks a lot of tackles, I would say. So that's probably why.
Are you prepared to be the personal punt protector if you're called upon to do that this week?
Yeah, I think I am. I told Bubba, anything he needs me to do. So we're both ready, me and Rocky and whoever. else. You know, we're very prepared on the punt team. Unfortunate what happened, but, you know, we'll get it fixed.
Brian, I mean, I know you're not going against Micah Parsons, but when a trade like that happens, I guess, like, what's your reaction? And then, like, realizing, oh, we're going to play him in week 3 now. Coming here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, it is what it is with the trade talk. You know, happy for him. He got got paid and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's an unfamiliar team for us. So shout out to them. But we trying to win.
Yeah, Bubba was talking about the need for special teams to contribute, not have negative plays like the missed kicks and the black punt. So what's he been like in the meetings these first couple of years?
Yeah, as we all know, Bubba's an intense guy, and he don't really take a lot of shit. So he's very adamant in what he believes and what he coaches. So I think that makes the players want to go out and play well for him. You know, we didn't have a great special teams game last week, but you know, it's 1 week, and we know we can become on special teams.
How much pride do you take in the fact that you guys are the number 1 defense right now?
That's week 2. I don't even pay attention to that. Week 3.
What about the fact that everyone talks about Green Bay's defense and how great they are?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys feel like you should be talked about in that same context?
We got to go prove it. You know, I feel like we've put some good stuff out there, but at the end of the day, 41 points don't look good. So we got to do better. Got to get the ball and keep going.
Like how Jordan not only the explosive plays, but he also spreads the ball around to different receivers.
Yeah.
So as a secondary, especially for you guys at Tennessee, how do you kind of balance that, knowing that he has multiple targets out there to make those passes to?
Yeah, I mean, do your job. Really, it's not much. You know, we got to be where we got to be. Like you say, he likes to spread the ball around, likes to throw the ball down the field. So, as DBs, you know, we like those type of games.
Grant, are you a believer in the big play, in other words, you just need one big play, no matter how good, whether it's defense, offense, special teams, just to kind of get you guys rolling collectively?
Yeah. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. You know who said that? You know who said that? Nah, Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu apparently said a lot. Allegedly, yeah. So, like I said, you know, that one play could turn into 2, turns into 3. So, hopefully we try to do that, and throughout the season it starts multiplying.
Great. You mentioned you guys can help the defense by putting them in better position. Flip side of that, but offense. Flip side, how can even if the offense isn't scoring, how can a well-placed punt from Corey set you guys up?
I mean, complimentary football. We talk about it, try to be about it. This week, Kevin, he's been, I don't know, y'all heard he's making people give people compliments and team meeting and stuff. So we're doing all kind of complimentary stuff this week. It's free to be complimentary, you know.
What compliments are people giving you?
I don't think.
Or did you give any out?
Not yet. He chooses people. Maybe he'll choose.
How did you feel about the fact that you were made the game day captain? You kind of put, you put some words out there during the week, and it looked like it was sort of a show of support. Team back. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, I know that. I got my team behind me. My guys believe in me, and they expect a lot of me to make plays. So I'm gonna keep going. I need to be better as well. So I got full confidence in my guys, so do they in me. Good. Appreciate y'all.